Welcome, everyone. I'm Stephen Garvey, founder, leader of National Citizens Alliance. I'm here with Roger, one of our paid members from Alberta. And how are you doing today, Roger?
Oh, pretty good. We had a good
Yeah.
afternoon.
So Trump gave an excellent speech the other day, didn't he? Hammering down on the importance of sovereignty, everyone.
An unaccountable government, the corruption that comes with it. These people are unelected. What are they doing setting standards for Canada like the Small Arms Treaty? That it's in their interest, not ours. We need to be sovereign about this, and we don't need to be disarmed as a society.
100%. And we want a major pullback, everyone. The NCA from the UN. It's an amoral institution. It has lost its way, and it's all about global world order, and that includes the banksters controlling Canada.
Central banks are a crime against humanity. It takes away all the competition, puts it all in their hands so that they can manipulate whatever they want, stock markets, the value of currencies, all manipulated because their central banks are all controlled through the Federal Reserve and the Bank of International Settlements, all their other UN institutions.
Yeah. So Trump is pushing back on the global world order. So is NCA, and we don't support these mega globalist trade deals. Everyone, TPP. They did a free trade deal with Europe. Harper did FIPA, and this Bernie guy, he's pushing big trade deals. He must be a globalist.
Well, he won't
Roger?
talk about his banker friends. He hasn't fleshed out any kind of a financial policy except to try and steal a platform from the NCA on flat tax.
Yeah, it's an absolute joke. And what's happening with the money supply, everyone? We're paying over 64 billion a year in debt service payments to these central banksters. This is one of the biggest frauds in Canadian history. The Canadian taxpayers are getting fleeced. And none of these establishment politicians want to talk about it because they're on the take. They're stringed to these banksters, everyone. And this is really bad, isn't it?
Bank of Canada is a crime against Canadians since the Trudeau crime of 1974, when he gave the central banks control over the Bank of Canada, and they quit producing money at interest-free loans so that money was used once and given an honest value. Now the banksters just tack interest on it immediately, meaning at 1% in 100 years, it all crosses the ledger and it ain't yours.
Yeah, that's terrible. So we want NCA wants to reinstitute the True Bank of Canada, so that the Bank of Canada can issue Canadian currency at 0% interest. Roger.
To be used once before to create hospitals, highways, infrastructure, businesses. Then the people put it into the banks and the banks use it. Now it's washed or cleansed money that has a value, and as they tack their interest on it, they can't rob you.
Yeah, so this is a serious issue. This is at the pinnacle of the corruption in Canada. And it started with Pierre Trudeau in 1974 when the public lending rights shifted from the Bank of Canada to the central banksters. And that's when this country started to go downhill, everyone. And you can see that in the debt every year. And now we're over $1 trillion in market debt federally, everyone. So this is something everyone needs to grasp. Why should the Canadian family care about this? How does it impact them, Roger?
Well, inflation. They create the inflation. And they can do it by just printing more dollars to keep supporting their fiat institutions. And they just keep printing, devaluing your dollar, but they don't let you see the truth. They inflate the stock market. They buy their own shares back from their own corporations. How many of you own shares? How many of you are invested in the stock market? Because all the big corporations are. They buy their own companies with fake money.
There you go. And the inflation is increasing cost of living for the average Canadian, Roger.
And that's how you get robbed. That's how you're supporting their corporation and their fiat system and don't realize it. It's a hidden tax.
It's a hidden tax. So this is at the pinnacle, everyone. It's tied to everything, and it's increasing your cost of living, higher taxes for you. It's also control of our society.
Well, absolutely, it's social control. Now they control the welfare system and these institutions like the Trudeau Foundation or the Clinton Foundation. Hundreds of millions of dollars pass through their hands, and it's all corrupt.
Wow. And that Bernie guy, he's a bankster lawyer.
He fits right in with them. That's why he don't talk about them. I dare Max to speak about the Bank of Canada and the true nature of its crimes. Since 1974, Trudeau.
That'll never happen because he's tied to them, right?
You bet.
And he's getting his money from them. So we all know it.
$200,000 he's raised. Oh, look how good Max is at raising money. Yeah, when you're getting it from your bankster corporate friends that you're protecting.
What about supporting TPP? Mega trade deals with China, India.
Same bankster corporate gangsters getting in between the free trade, just like they did with the small softwood lumber issue in BC. Trump straightened that out. Now the money goes back to the producer instead of to the government and the corporate thieves.
Yeah, so these globalist trade deals this is all about the big business. The banksters has nothing to do with the Canadian people.
And treason. It's treasonous.
So get informed on these issues, everyone. The National Citizens Alliance stands fully against these mega globalist trade deals like TPP, this thing with FIPA, this 35-year secret deal with China. You know about that one.
Yep.
The European so-called free trade.
And none of it's free trade. That's why Trump's tearing it all apart. And that's why the U.S. is getting out of it. And we're blindly stumbling right on into it without so much as a second thought or anybody speaking up.
Do you want to add anything in closing?
Viva la Canada!
Viva la Canada, everyone.
And more Alberta.
Yeah, let's stand up for Canadians nationwide, everyone. Just wake up, share this message. There's so much misinformation, Roger, going on in our society. There's controlled opposition. There's illusion of choice. There's constant disinformation through the establishment media. So share our message. Join the NCA, everyone. Become a member. Run in 2019. This is the party of true Canadians, true vision for Canada, putting our people first.
No more career politicians.
Yep, no career politicians, no lawyers, no banksters.
Term limits.
Yeah, exactly. Recall.
And anybody who gets caught being a crook goes to jail for it, from stealing from the people. Right now, they have themselves covered. They can do whatever they want. You can't arrest me. Look at Trudeau. Has he lied to you?
Yeah. So they're all part of the club and we're not.
That's it. That's the story.
Yeah, that's the reality, everyone. So we want to wish you the best and thank you for listening in today.